Thinking of growing Calathea plants without brown, yellow, curly leaf edges is quite impossible. But here are 5 essential care tips that can reduce severe leaf browning and curling problems of Calathea plants, and you will end up with a healthy, lush Calathea plant. All the care tips will be applicable for all varieties of Calathea plants such as Maranta and Tonanthe. So let's begin. Calathea leaves are quite thin, so their water evaporation rate is higher than any other low-light plants. And because of this, Calatheas cannot tolerate intensive or direct sunlight, which removes the leaf moisture very fast and causes brown crispy leaf edges. Even some varieties are sensitive to 6 to 7 hours of indirect bright light exposure. However, they like to be placed in an area that receives 4 to 5 hours of bright indirect light, but also the moisture would be retained in the air. For example, I keep most of my Calathea plants under the shade of tall plants. Those areas stay bright for about 4 to 5 hours by the morning sun and then become shaded for the rest of the day, as well as the moisture level in the air of such areas is quite enough to keep the Calathea leaves hydrated. My Dicotea makiwana was right there before, but that area gets 1.5 hours of direct sun, which causes brown leaf edges in my Dicotea. So I moved the plant to this corner in spring, and now the plant has spotless new leaves. Also, the brown crispy leaf edge problem has recovered. Furthermore, Calatheas fold their leaves if receive intense sun or very bright light. Move the plant to a shadier place if you are also experiencing such issues. People are afraid of growing this plant because of its sensitivity to uneven humidity. But consistency is more important than humidity. It means your environmental condition needs to be stable in order to maintain plant leaf moisture and reduce the leaf browning issue. Frequently moving the plant from this corner to that corner or keeping the plant in a place where the environmental conditions such as humidity level and temperature changes so fast can cause dry leaves. Even the newer leaves can arrive with curly edges. Now, in our places or garden, it is not possible to keep the Calathea leaves 100% spot-free until you can provide a constant humid condition or keep in a greenhouse. Your Calathea will have some browning leaves here and there, but severe browning will be recovered if you can keep your Calathea in a cool, moist place where the humidity level and temperature does not change frequently. For example, I keep most of my Calatheas under tall plants, where the humidity level is quite stable, so the plants can maintain their leaf moisture, and it recovered brown leaf tips problems so much. Now, winter is the dormancy period for most of the Calathea varieties, so those times of the year, the plant will show lots of brown, dry, crispy leaves. But be patient, keep the plant in a protected area. The plant will grow back as soon as spring arrives. We often get confused about watering a Calathea plant. We think that Calatheas are absolute water-loving plants. We water them too much and kill them by overwatering. The water-recurring feature of Calathea roots is more like orchid or Hoya plant roots. They require constant moisture in the soil but are sensitive to soggy, saturated conditions. Water the plant as soon as the soil feels nearly dry. Insert a stick a few inches deep into the soil. If it arrives without sticking any soil and the stick feels dry, you need to water the plants thoroughly. Some Calatheas fold their leaves when the soil is out of sufficient moisture. This folding feature reduces the moisture evaporation rate and tells you to water them thoroughly. Calathea plants are also susceptible to harsh minerals. such as chloride, fluoride, and sodium, and these elements are contained in the tap water that we often use to water our plants. The harsh minerals get trapped in the tips of the leaves and blast the leaf cell, ultimately causing brown crispy leaf tips and leaf edges. Water your Calatheas with purified water or rainwater, or use a water conditioner to remove harsh minerals from the tap water. I use filtered water for my Calatheas, which recovered their leaf drying and browning problems so much. Now, overwatering and root rot by fungal infestation are two major issues that kill our Calatheas. 70% of these problems can be minimized by choosing a chunky, well-draining but water-retentive potting mixture. Healthy root system improves the plant's resistance to disease and pests. Calathea roots do not like unbreathable, compact soil. They are the plants of the tropical rainforest and grow on leaf litter, organic matter, barky and acidic soil. I generally use my DIY indoor soil mix recipe, which is organic matter rich, chunky and slightly acidic. I prepared the potting mix by adding 1 part of garden soil, half part coco peat, half part compost, 1 part tree bark. You can use pine bark or orchid bark as an alternative, half part coarse sand, and 1/3 part of charcoal. You can also use commercial soil mix. Just add tree bark and perlite for a chunky and extra free draining structure. All the product links are given in the description box and pinned comment. And if you also found this video helpful, then it will be highly appreciated if you hit that like button and also support this channel by subscribing for more plant-related informative videos. Keeping the Calathea plants clean and spotless also is an important part of growing healthy Calathea plants. Don't be afraid to prune off leaves of your Calathea that appear dead or mostly dead. You can simply cut them with scissors or pruning shears at the spot where they meet the stem or base of the plant. Also, I like to cut out the brown leaf edges with maintaining the leaf shape for a natural look. Calatheas are pest-prone plants, especially spider mite infestation most commonly notified. By cleaning the leaves and removing the brown leaves or brown portions of the leaves, you can reduce pest infestation. I shared a DIY leaf cleaning solution that not only cleans the dust but also keeps the plant pest-free. Video link in the I button and description box. In addition, fertilization during their growing period will improve the plant growth. But I fertilize my Calatheas twice a year and maintain other requirements that I explained in this video. And all the plants are doing fine so far. If you want to grow Calathea, you have to consider figuring out some brown leaf tips. Follow the care tips that I have shared. It will reduce severe problems. Now, like Calathea, spider plants also show brown leaf tips incredibly. I have shared the main reasons for brown leaf tips in spider plants in a separate video. Check the video that is displayed on the screen for detailed information.